Hello, my food service power plant friends. It's Jason Wayne here in Denver, Colorado with your power plant positivity tip number 26. Decide how you want to feel. This week we're going to talk about scheduling. And just like everything else we've been talking about the last 6 weeks, it starts with the ending, how you want to feel. Over the last 6 weeks, we've talked about choosing the thoughts that you think in your head and how those thoughts create feelings in your life. We've talked about the images that you keep in your head and the visualizations and how those either lead to a sense of empowerment and hope or the opposite. We've talked about the power of contribution and how you give to others in society. We've also talked about dreaming and the importance of holding on to your dreams even when things seem tough, because it creates this hope of a future emotion, a future version of yourself, which makes you smile. It all comes back to feeling. And scheduling your day or your week is no different. You start with the feeling and then you work your way backwards. Now, here's a few things that studies have shown us about the power of feeling. Anytime we make decisions, we are way more likely to make decisions not based on the facts of a situation, but how something makes us feel. The clothes that you choose and you wear, you make the decision around what clothes to buy less because of what it's made out of or the cost of it, and more around how does this piece of clothing make me feel or make me look. We choose a car less based on what's the gas mileage or is it completely appropriate for the situation in my life right now, as you know what, how does this car make me feel when I'm in it day in and day out. The other thing that we know about feelings is that we're way more likely to be motivated ourselves and be able to motivate others with the hope of a positive emotion, as opposed to the lack of a negative emotion. When I'm motivating my kids, we're doing a lot of homeschooling right now. We are way more effective when we motivate them with the hope of a positive emotion by the time they get done their schoolwork at the end of the day, as opposed to constant threats around the thing that will be taken from them if they don't accomplish their chores. When I'm motivating the teammates that I've had for years, we're way more successful when we talk about future positive emotions and things that we can create together and celebrate together in than the lack of negative emotions or bad things that won't happen to us if we accomplish the goals. And even in ourselves, you are way more likely to eat that frog, to get out of a level of procrastination when there is the hope of a future positive emotion as opposed to the lack of a negative one. You know, last summer we had a unique situation where we grew my daughter's leg 2.5 inches. She has a short leg. And Shannon and I decided ahead of time, we said, it's going to be a long haul. It was 5 months of no weight for her on that leg. And we decided, how do we want to feel at the end of this? And we wanted to be able to say, number one, that we were proud of all the choices we made to get to the end when we got there. And then number two, we wanted to be able to tell her, you know what, we did everything we had to do to make sure that your leg is as healthy as possible when this is all over. And so we made a lot of short-term decisions that were a little bit hard or uncomfortable. We canceled all our camping trips. We're a big camping family. Those all went away. We were outside a heck of a lot less because we were inside. She was wheelchair bound. It was hard for us. We weren't used to it to do that. I canceled all my work travel for the entire summer, and all my colleagues and partners did it so that I could be home more to help out. There was a Garth Brooks concert 3 nights after her surgery. I'd never seen Garth. He was coming to Denver, and you know what? Didn't do it so that I could be home with the family. All of those decisions, while not always easy, were so that at the end of the day, Shannon and I could both say we were proud of the way we handled the situation, and we could look our daughter in the eye and say, we did everything we could for you to be healthy right here and right now. So the same is true of your scheduling. What I want you to do is sit down in the morning, or on a Monday morning, you can plan out your week. Maybe you do it on Sunday nights and decide, how do I want to feel at the end of the week, and then work backwards. And once you know how you want to feel, you decide all the things that need to happen in the week to get you there. And remember, there's multiple areas of life. Life isn't just about one area, about your career. There's lots of areas that help you feel fulfilled and balanced. So I want you to look at a few different areas of life as you plan out your week, and do so on a schedule. You can print it out, you can put it in your computer, however you do it. First, think about your physical life, the foods you eat, the exercise you get, the amount of sleep that you get. How do you want to feel in that area of your life? And then I want you to choose 2 things you can do this week to help you get that feeling. Next, your career or in your work. How do you want to feel at the end of the week in terms of your work, whether you're owning your company, whether you report to someone and you want to be able to have that sense of pride that you accomplished something, that you contributed, that you created something new? What are two things you can do this week to help you get that feeling? When it comes to the relationships in your life, they can be relationships at work, can be relationships with your family or your greater community. How do you want to feel? And who are two people you can reach out to, or two things you can do uniquely this week to get that feeling? How about in contribution? There's lots of ways that we're able to care for those around us, all those frontline workers, people in our work, whatever it is. There's a lot of people in need. What are two things you can do to contribute this week to give you a sense of pride or accomplishment or joy at the end of it? And lastly, personal growth. I want you to keep dreaming, keep working towards a future vision of you. And maybe that involves taking a class or learning a new online skill or hobby. I don't know what it is, but how do you want to feel in terms of your personal growth this week? And what are two things you can do to get there? Listen, proud of you. You've made it a long way. We continue to make steps forward. I know that you've got this, and we certainly have it together. Have a great day.